Hi everybody, Ray Hayden here, and in this video I am wearing a microphone. I'm not doing any dangerous work right now. I'm just out here in my protective gear in case I do decide to do some work after the video. But I wanted to show you what I'm working on and where I'm at. Back here behind me is the barn. Behind the barn was a paddock area. It had a fence around it. That it does still. That fence is going to come out and get removed. Then right here there's another set of barbed wire fences. And over here where all these trees are, right over there, they were fenced in. You could not get through here. You could not see through here. You certainly couldn't walk through here because you would have had to hop over 2 barbed wire fences. So I've cleaned all that out. I've been using my tractor and my zero-turn mower to make a road through here. And I've done just that now. And I've cleared out through here, back through here, okay? And you can get into the other field back there. Now, this wooded area kind of goes over there a little bit, and then it shoots off on an angle back to the back of the property. Now we can get to the back corner of our property. It's a nice grassy area now, kind of like that field. You see the grass area that's lit up in the sun in the background over there? That is the formerly overgrown field. We've used our rotary mower, a brush mower kind of thing, and chopped that all down and got it cleared up. Now that's what I'm trying to do with this field, except for this has got a lot of trees in it. So what I want to do is make this a shady area, a nice shady field, all right? So I've been doing on that, and I've been working on this area right here behind me and the area where I'm standing. I've been working on this, clearing it out. And you see the sand here is because I've been scraping the ground with various implements on the tractor to make this nice, wide open, easy for me to drive and operate the zero-turn mower, which could not make it through here, right? I'd get stuck in there somewhere. Tractor can get into there a little bit, but not the zero-turn mower. And now what I'm working on here, and the reason why this was a success, is because I was able to remove like 5 or 6 palm trees, and they weren't like real big palm trees like you might see in California or something like that. They were small palm trees. Let me show you one right here. Matter of fact, I can show you 2. It is a really good example now that I'm looking at it. Let's go back to this other one. So here's a palm tree right here, all right? So I've done some work on this. I've cleaned all the palm fronds off. I'll talk about that when we go to the next one. Cleaned all the palm fronds off, and all this thing here is ready right now, where I can just come in here with my tractor, assuming I could get here, and then I could dig this out with my tractor. Now here's a palm frond tree that's about the same height, right? That palm tree right there is the same height that this one was, right? And now I'll show you what the palm fronds are. When I keep saying palm fronds, people say, hey, what are you talking about with the palm frond thing? This is a palm frond. It includes the stick and the fan at the end. So this whole stick, it goes all the way down to there to the center part of the tree, comes up, and it's got this nice big fan on it, right? And that is what I call the palm frond. Now if you look behind me, there it is. It's right there in my eye view, right? So you turn around and try to look through here, you can't see back there. You can't see the back of the property. And the reason why you can't see the back of the property is a lot of these are ferns back here. There's ferns, and then there's some more ferns over here too, right there, ferns. And then you look at these palms, and they're right there blocking my vision. Now if you're a little tiny animal or something like that and you were lower down, you could scoot right through here. Like you see under here, you can see back in there for a little bit, right? So if you're a little animal running around or something like that, trying to get away from a bird, could probably get through there and maybe find safety, like a little field mouse or something like that. And they'll still be here when I'm done because we'll still have trees and stuff. Won't have as much hiding places for them, but we'll have stuff. And now let me show you another palm tree that's not that big. It's a little bigger than these 2, right? It's bigger than that one, a little bigger than this guy here, right? But let's look at this one here, which looks tremendously large, right? But it's not. I already started trimming on this one here, right? So I started trimming on this one here. That's what these little fresh cuts are. Look at these prehistoric limbs down here. Look at those things. Those limbs go up and go back down in the ground. It's crazy, right? I don't know where they're probably from this oak tree in the background, right? So anyway, so we trim, or I trim the palm fronds off, and then we get down to the center part. Now the center part's going to have this stick. There's like a stick in the center, and what that really is these palm fronds. They grow straight up, and then they start leaning over. And as they lean over, they kind of pull the center part, pull on that a little bit, and they can grow into fresh new palm frond. Now, after I cut them, if I didn't get back to it real quick, lizard, and I get back to them real quick, they start growing again, and you see where I cut them. All right. And then here's one that stick in the center. So these are all the new palm fronds will grow up right out of that. So that's interesting. So so that's what I'm doing. I gotta watch where I step because I got these big holes. Because there's wild hogs coming on the property and they dig around and they make the ground real rough and unusable. So that's why I need to get back in here. And the real reason why I need to get back in here is back there, and you can't see it, is a property line fence. The problem with the property line fence is it's crushed. How do I know it's crushed? Because I've been back there and I've seen it crushed. And number two is, if it wasn't crushed, the wild animals, the hogs, wouldn't be able to come out here and tear up our ground. They might be able to dig under the fence or something like that, and I've seen where they do stuff like that. But the wild animals coming on the property is because we don't have a fence. And so I need to clean that up back there, make sure there's enough room on the property line fence so I can maintain a fence and get back in there and get that done. Now here, we can see back into the property and everything. Let me show you one of the things that, these are the kind of things that I have to deal with when I get back there. There's all kinds of stuff like that going on. I want to show you two of the types of things. Now, these oak trees can get real big, then they can get real sick and die, and it just and you won't know the thing's dead, right? Then all of a sudden something will fall off, or the whole tree will fall down. Now, and I got to show you a couple of things really interesting. That's one branch. That's just a branch. There's the tree, right? A nice tall tree, but that's just one branch. And how do I know that's just one branch? That's the hole. All right. That's the hole that branch was growing out of and fell. All right. So a storm came by, whatever. It's a big branch. Then goes, Jurassic branch, right? Now back here a little bit is another tree. All right. I'll go back in there. You can see it, the whole tree fell down. I want to go over here for a second. Make sure I'm not stepping on any snakes or anything. I'm going to upset a snake. This tree right here, it's growing off on a crazy angle. It's not. That's a dead tree. And how do I know it's dead? Because it snapped at its base and fell right off. The base is right next to the bottom there. It's underneath that palm frond. There's the base of the tree right there. The tree broke at its base and fell over. And has not fallen over. That's a widowmaker right there. That's what I would call a widowmaker. You don't want that thing falling down on you. Now this right here was a tree. There was a tree here. It fell down and went boom. There was a tree right there. That tree fell down and went boom too. Now this is kind of soft and squishy. I got to be careful. I don't want to fall into a deep, deep hole. Let's untie my microphone cord. That's the most dangerous thing I got right now is my microphone cord. Let me tuck that into my pants a little bit more. Try to manage that. All right, now this is a tree, and it might be that tree. So you see that base right, it's right behind me right here. That base is probably this tree. All right. So this tree goes off in this direction here too. That's the tree. And so I'm gonna have to cut that up and remove it, but I'm gonna have to cut it up after I get back here through the other way, right? So I have to keep cutting all these palm fronds down, cutting them down, removing them, getting them out of there. And then I can come back and remove this stuff. Another dead branch right there. I'll walk back over this tree branch. And that's just funny, this stuff. If a tree falls in the woods and nobody was there to hear it, did it make noise? Yeah, it did. Because there's animals back here all the time and they heard it. I have no doubt. All right, so, and it's like a little nightmare walking through here right now. 2 years from now, probably, hopefully, when I'm done cleaning this place out, it takes me a little while. I'm doing it myself with my tractor and whatever tools we have for that. But anyways, there you go. You just simply can't see through here. So that's what I'm working on. That's my big project. My first big project was to clean up this other field. Let's take a look at that real quick because we're here now. And here's some more of the garbage I got to clean up. Just like trees fall over, things break, the tree gets old and dies. I want to show you this tree right here again. I don't know if I showed it to you or not before. He's got a really wide angle lens on his camera, so let's get up close and personal to it. But this is the problem with the vines. This tree was growing up, ended up growing right back down because all these vines weighed it down. There were more vines on it than that, you know. And the vines are all over it. The vines just killed that tree. So I'll have to cut that down and remove it. But this field that you're gonna see behind me here, this is the formerly overgrown field, which had the 12 to 14 foot high thickets in it, right? So now it's got grass in it, and the grass is growing well. Grass is growing really good over here. I got some real good grass growing in that area. That's great. But that's what we want to end up having over here. The idea is to just make this a nice shady field, kind of like this little area behind me here, where the trees are, you know, they have plenty of space between the other trees. No tree is choking it out, and everything, you know, can be happy and healthy, you know, together, right? Like that's a limb that was growing off there. The limb was growing pretty much straight out sideways, close to the ground. To save the tree, I had to get rid of that branch. And it also allowed me to make this little road through here, and removing I removed 6 palm trees the other day. These little stumps that I'm showing you. I removed 6 of them the other day, 6.5. 5 of them were here. There were 5 palm trees almost in a row. And they're about as tall as this one here. Again, a wide angle lens on this is great, but they were like, 2 of them were this tall, you know? And a couple of them were smaller. So I guess I probably removed close to 10 of them. Because some of them were small like that one there. Get the little palm frond sticking up, but it just takes a shovel. Just dig it out with a shovel, it pops right out. And then, you know, a couple of them like that. And these things here are over on the burn pile now, waiting for a couple of dry days in a row. And they got to dry out a little bit more because they still have the root system in it, so they're still wet. The stump is wet. So I have to let that dry out so it'll burn up. And then I got to remove a bunch of these. So I'll be working in this field for a while, pulling this stuff out. And I'll be doing other things as well. And I have other videos I want to make, creators helping creators kind of videos, where we talk about some really cool things that YouTube's doing for us, helping us out to get the job done. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up here. But I want to say, hey, it's a great time now to hit that like button. Give me the thumbs up, like this video. Make a comment below. Let me know you came by to say hi. And subscribe to the channel. You know, good time to do that. Hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate the growth on the network. And until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.